Yeah, Bill Jones with the Recapture Federalism, recapturefederalism.com. Recapture Federalism, recapturing Federalist Papers 51. Talking again about communism. Notice of treason. The 25th sent notice to 7 people. Justice Roberts, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, James Comey, head of the FBI, Governor Rauner of Illinois, because that's where I'm at, Illinois, Rita B. Garman. She's the Chief Justice, Illinois Supreme Court, and Leo Smits, who's the head of the Illinois State Police. Why would I do that, Illinois State Police? Because I'll have to read it sometime, but the independent, exclusive policing powers is in the state police. It's in the states. It's in the states. And that goes back to September 28th, 1776, before the Constitution, by the way. And the Pennsylvania Constitution, Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights, inherent rights, either specified or non-specified. And when specified, you can quote them and stuff like that. So, but the title today, I digress. It's so easy for me to digress. We've had an insurrection going on since 1886, May 4th, and murder of, assassination of 7 Chicago police officers. There's been so much going on. But this episode is episode 5. It's a notice of treason, episode 5. Fox News, enemies of the people. Oh yeah, I've been waiting to do this because it's I'm going to get some delight out of doing this. Fox News makes you think that they're the best. They're fair and balanced. Well, if the other ones aren't fair and balanced, they're all biased towards communism. Political party press, political party media. 1921, that's was just print media back then. Okay, and then we've got media since then: Hollywood, talkies, television, radio and television, I suppose. Yeah. What I always read, the oath. I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. Took that oath, first time I took that oath, July 1965. I'm an old man. July 1965, I joined the Navy. Support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's about 10 years after McCarthy, by the way, Mr. O'Reilly. I know you sneer every time you say McCarthyism. He did it wrong. He should have talked about treason and communism. Instead, he just talked about communism, and they all come down on him. All the press, all the mainstream press, why'd they do that? They were afraid they'd lose their licenses. That's why. And it didn't need much help. They're all progressives anyway in the media. New York values, Washington values, not the values of we the people. And we'll get into that. Enemies, against all enemies, foreign, domestic. And you're the enemies, Fox News says, along with the other news outlets, Yahoo. I'm going to do a special on Yahoo, because they just go on down the line with Yahoo, progressive people. And progressive, I'll get into that in a little bit, but well, I think maybe I'll get into it right now. Progressives, progressivism is a form of communism. It's totalism. And I talk about Robert J. Lifton in the book he wrote, Truth Reform, the psychology of totalism. Politically, it's totalitarianism. Socially, it's totalism, get it? Brainwashing. He did studies. China, communist China. He also was over at Korean War, psychiatrist. Japan and Korea. POWs. North Korea, they're still communists, aren't they? Yeah. I was in the Navy in Vietnam, and I'm going to Mr. O'Reilly, I'm picking on Mr. O'Reilly because he went to Harvard. 1966, I was on the carrier Wasp out of Boston. We had demonstrations against us. We were told, we didn't take names, couldn't talk to them. We were ordered to keep quiet, just walk through the demonstration. Yeah, a bunch of sailors and Marines from the Marine detachment walking through. Head down, head up. Look him right square in the eye, couldn't say nothing. They were from Harvard, supposedly. And Bill O'Reilly went to Harvard too, didn't he? Yeah. Brainwashed. And that's what you have all the people over there at Fox, brainwashed. They fair and balanced. And as I say, it's heavy commie and light commie. Heavy commie, all the democratic, strategical people. Yeah. Commies, heavy commies, progressives. A lot of them from Harvard. The School of Communism, Harvard. Mr. O'Reilly, School of Communism. And call me a snipe. I love this. He calls people snipes because they stand up to him, and because you're enemies of the Constitution. Yeah, and you're violating the laws. I did a whole thing on a few months ago about the Baltimore thing and Herald over there. Heavy-duty communist, okay? Going back to discrimination against military, anti-war, pro-communist, anti-war, pro-communist. And it's Lifton, Loaded Language of Communism, chapter 22 of that. And that's what he talks about. Anti-communist. Anti-war. Anti-war is a time we were fighting with communists. And we were called baby killers and discrimination. Still discriminating against us. Yeah, you don't have any anti-communist on your show at all, on Fox News. Of course, Fox News, Roger Ailes runs it. Roger Ailes runs it. I'm still pissed off at him. He gave us Richard Nixon. He's a commie. Democratic centralism. EPA took us off the gold standard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Making money. Oh, making money. Profiteering, racketeering. Yeah. And Mr. Riley, come find out, you're friends with Trump for decades. He admits that he paid off officials. He built a building in Chicago. You know. It's at least 6% jacked up into the bids on jobs in Chicago. Pay off the crooked Democratic Party, political party supremacy. You guys don't ever talk about political party supremacy, do you? Yeah, no, I gotta read what I always read. From the Communist Manifesto. Yeah, you guys adhere to the Communist Manifesto. You do. That's against the law. That's treason. Yeah. There are besides eternal truths such as freedom, justice, etc., that are common to all states of society, but communism abolishes eternal truth and abolishes all religion. It abolishes, well, no, it doesn't say that. But communism abolishes eternal truth and abolishes all religion and all morality. I want to put abolish in there because that's what they do. Instead of constituting them on a new basis, it therefore acts in contradiction to all past historical experience. And Mr. Riley, that's going on. It's been going on since the Communist part, the insurrection since 1886 at Haymarket Square in Chicago, assassination of 7 police officers. 20,000 names on the memorial. And the hypocrisy is, Greta Van Susteren, she does do work for police, but here you people are adhering, advocating the overthrow of the government, assassination of police officers and public officials. Get into that in a little bit. But that's not what I read, page 26, Communist Manifesto. Yeah. You know, in commentary, you don't ever talk about that, do you? Bill O'Reilly and Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly had Bill Ayers on. Bill Ayers is a communist. Didn't mention communism at all. She let him get away with, we Americans, we killed 2,000 people a day, 2,000 people a week, and blah, 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 and throwing out these figures. But I sort of forgive her because she's so young. She's 2 months younger than my oldest daughter, born in 1970. Yeah, born little girl in the 70s. Didn't hear about the communists taking over Cambodia and seizing the guns and then having the Cambodian killing fields. Yeah, you talked to Bill Ayers about that. No, you didn't talk about that. Bill Ayers against the military. I'm going to get into that. They violating the law. But I digress again. I digress all the time. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and agreement of democratic parties of all countries. Union and agreement between union and democratic parties of all countries. That wouldn't be bad. Except the next paragraph, that's what's bad. That's what's bad. And you people are involved in this because you don't talk about it. Misprision, treason. The communists disdain and conceal their views' names. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. Let the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. Page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. May 4th, 1886, when working men unite, they brought a dynamite bomb and threw it in the police who were breaking up an unruly, unpeaceful, non-peaceful assembly. Yeah, there's a memorial at 175 North Des Plaines Avenue, Street, whatever it is, in Chicago. And on it they say, oh, they have the right to assemble, public assembly. Oh, peacefully public assembly. You have a city of Chicago political party supremacy, which you don't talk about. Disenfranchise me, a ruling by the state Supreme Court, redistricting, gerrymandering, made it legal to disenfranchise people. You got all the Democrats, black, that's a loaded language of communism. Yeah. Forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. I agree with you, Mr. O'Reilly. You talk about the Bible being philosophy. It is. Psychology, everything else, economics. But you don't mention that. You spend psychology. See, I view the Bible as political science from cover to cover. That's right. Let the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. You know, and I talk about propaganda, communist propaganda, and obligation to communists to work, which is the, by the way, this is community organizers. O'Reilly, you mentioned here last week, I think it was, but the people didn't know who they were voting for. You didn't tell them either, did you? You didn't tell them that community organizers, which Jesse Jackson has been getting away with it for 4 or 5 decades in Chicago. The press haven't come and talked about it. That's long before Fox News is around. You know, you guys all come from regular mainstream media. You're all brainwashed. Yes. Anyway, community organizers. You didn't tell anybody that. He goes to church. You didn't tell, Sean Hannity, Jeremiah, right? Why didn't you tell people that was liberation theology, black liberation theology, black liberation, black nationalist theology? Yeah. You didn't tell anybody that, did you? No. Not you, Bill O'Reilly, or Megan Kelly. No, not you, not anybody else there, either. Because you're all Roger Ailes people. Yeah. 1969, North Koreans shot down EC-121, VQ-1 out of Iwaguni, Japan, I believe it was. April 15th, 1969. Sent 4 carriers over there, North Vietnam, for 2 weeks. We're standing down. That was Richard Nixon standing down. Standing down. No troops on the ground north of DMZ. That's following the foreign policy of Communist Roosevelt and the Yalta Agreement. You don't talk about the Yalta Agreement, do you? Yeah. Why don't you talk about the Yalta Agreement? That's communism. Yeah. Him and Joe Stalin. Oh, tight Joe Stalin, meeting over Yalta. And the combination of legal and illegal work, that's targeting the police, by the way, and clandestine operations of soldiers. All the gangs in Chicago, by the way, soldiers, communist soldiers, Farrakhan soldiers, and Jesse Jackson soldiers, communist soldiers for the Communist Democratic Party supremacy, Cook County. Sanctuary County. Yeah. By the way, why don't they arrest the public officials that passed that? That's official misconduct. It's against law. Oh, by the way, there's also Illinois official overthrowing treason laws. Class X felony. Shall suffer death. We're going to get into that because I'm going to do this right now. Chapter 115, Treason, Sedition, and Subversive Activities, 18 U.S.C., Chapter 115. (2381) section, first section, treason. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them and adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death. Blah, 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 blah. Fine. Cheap fines, by the way, because it's 1909. $10,000. $10,000. But shall suffer death. I think that's the important thing. And that's what you're doing. Yeah. That's what you're doing. Then here's a misprison of treason. Here a few months back you had Megyn Kelly and the Judge Napolitano talking. And they bring up the subject about treason. You know, it's just a war, I feel, a war. Really? That is how corrupt the legal profession is. And these people were professors at one time. They were teaching this stuff. That's not what the law says. The law says who levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them, or adheres to their enemies. That's what you're adhering to. That and the Communist Manifesto. What I read. Overthrowing the government. Forcible overthrowing the government. Been going on since 1860. When I sent this notice in, it's 91 pages. A lot of this stuff got in there. And I got misprison of treason. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States and having knowledge of a commission of any treason against them conceals and does not, as soon as may be disclosed, make known the same to the President or some judge of the United States or to the governor or some judge or justice of a particular state is guilty of misprison of treason. I'm a dumbass street kid from the south side of Chicago, and I gotta send a notice of treason in. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it in the press. Nobody talks about it. Lawyers and judges talks about it. Lawyers and judges in the press don't talk about it. You can start talking about it. You can start talking about it now. Rebellion or insurrection, 2383. Watts riots, 65. King riots. This law came out of Haymarket Square, 1909. We got, and I got, okay, this is what I got. Been doing it for the last couple of years and probably thorn the thumbnail, secret, silent secret American insurrection and revolutionary movement. Revolutionary movement, there you go. Loaded language of communism. 1965. That's where reactivation of the insurrection activated it. Blacks, gays, civil rights movement. Don't talk about it, do you? Don't talk about it. You got civil rights division. That's insurrection. That's treason. Civil rights division of the Justice Department. That's right. Seditious conspiracy. I'm not going to read it all, but it's or by force to prevent, hinder, delay execution of any law in the United States. Preamble of the Constitution says ensuring, people sum it, ensuring domestic tranquility. You do not have domestic tranquility when you have treason, insurrection, misprision of treason, seditious conspiracy. You're not following the law. And all these laws that you're not following. And then we have advocating the overthrow of government here, 2385, and this is what the media does, along with professors and constitutional scholars. Why don't they ever talk about Section 3, Article 3 of the Constitution? Why don't they talk about violations of Article 6 of the Constitution? No, they never talk about it. You got this guy from the University of Virginia, I forget his name now. He comes on there, very smart guy. We don't ever have him talk. Why don't you ask him about treason? It's in the Constitution. I think he's a public administrator, professor, and yeah. And Bill O'Reilly, he had master's degree, public administration. And I know a little bit of, because I majored, I just got a bachelor's degree. I went back to school. An old man. I was my 49 when I got my BA. Bachelor of Arts, majoring in public administration, Governor State University. Yeah. Yeah, you have, of course, you was at Harvard. Harvard, that's School of Communism. Yeah. Advocating the overthrow, and I love this. I'm going to do the first paragraph. Whoever knowingly, willfully advocates, abets, advises, and teaches the duty, necessity, desirability, or propriety of overthrowing or destroying the government of the United States or government of any state, territory, district, possession thereof, or the government of any political subdivision therein by force or violence, or by the assassination of any officer of any government. 20,000 police officers on the names on the memorial. 7 at Haymarket Square. Yeah. When I come back from Vietnam, 69, late 69. 68, Chicago police, pigs. Now they got it. Black Lives Matter. Pigs in a blanket. Yeah. Targeting the police. That's a combination of legal and illegal work down here. That's that. It's all about the soldiers. They're soldiers. They're insurrection soldiers. But you don't talk about that, do you? Fair and balanced. Ooh, I guess you aren't fair and balanced, are you? And I'll quickly go over registration of certain organizations, 2386. Then activities affecting armed forces generally, that's all the time. Okay. Activities affecting armed forces during war. That was Vietnam. We were at war, fighting communism, and anti-war people, they don't fight no communism. Because with communism, don't fight no communism. Called baby killers. Jane Fonda. She wasn't charged. None of them people was charged. Geraldo Rivera. Then when he's doing that, he's also a lawyer for gang in Chicago, Young Lords. Also involved in FALN, Liberation, Puerto Rican Liberation. By the way, Bill Clinton and Hillary, 16 pardons of FALN members he leave in office. She was co-president. You read co-president. And the media allowed that. Violation of the Constitution. There ain't no co-president in the Constitution. Now, if she was co-president, let's see, she can't run anymore, can she? She was 8 years co-president. Play it both ways, don't you? Recruiting for service against the United States, and this, they don't, and the next one, 2390, was enlistment against the United States. People can be charged under this law. They're not doing it. They don't ever do it because because people start looking like I did. Treason. Misprision of treason. Insurrection, rebellion, seditious conspiracy. That's where you are, Fox News. Yeah, that's where you are, Fox News. That's where you are. We'll probably do more on Fox News. Along with, like I say, Yahoo, ABC, NBC, CBS, all the ones that people used to work for, you know. I think Megyn Kelly worked for ABC. Bill O'Reilly been around the block. He's an old man like me. Not quite as old as me, but he's up there. Started with CBS and Inside Edition and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. When we talk to the police and follow up on this notice, because I'm not going to let it ride. Too many Americans died fighting communism. Don't talk about enslavement of the American people, we the people. That's what you get. That's what communists do. That's what communists do. Communist Manifesto and the guidelines of the Communist parties, 1921. That's what they do. That's what the Supreme Court's doing. That's what the Congress is doing. In the States, that's what they're doing. They're not standing up. Because you see, Federalist 51, you have oppression by the federal government It's a compound republic. So you have oppression by the federal republic. You have all the state republics are supposed to counteract and be a backup and keep the oppression from happening, from occurring, or take action against it. And that's what I'm going to do. We're either going to have the state of Illinois, in my case, and everybody else, and we the people all around the country ought to be going and filing criminal complaints against their states. All of them have treason in there. It's a major article. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Major article. Communists are brutal. I learned that in 1960 reading a book. But the communists put down the Hungarian Revolution in 1956. Also, talk about Cruz and Rubio with Cuba. Their father, Cruz's father, in prison in Cuba, and you got these people. Man, nothing's changed. It's 1959. Nothing's changed. You got treason. Treason. He don't even talk about it. I don't know why he don't talk about it. He ought to be talking about it too. But states, in the states, all the we the people, file criminal complaints within your states. Get the people to do stuff. Act. Act. They're independent, exclusive, sovereign states, republics with constitutions. They're compound republics. 50 republics, part of a confederacy, form of government. And they can counteract the federal IRS, DOJ, Department of Education, all these. That's all democratic centralism. Democratic centralism. Yeah. That's all for now. It's all for now. We'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Oh yeah, keep talking about it.